Hello Wargamers, it's me Callum from Tabletop Banter, and today I'm going to do a one way to paint a Deathwing Terminator. So this is continuing with the theme of the Dark Angels week that we're currently in. The idea behind this week is to really try and get a solid week of videos out, really to help expose the channel and do something fun and different. So another one way to paint a, not to be confused with a how to paint a, because I don't think there is only one way to paint something. I think there are many ways of painting things. So I just want to say it's my way of doing it. Obviously you might have a different way with techniques that you've learned. Now you may have remembered how out of focus it was a little bit on Monday. So I've tried fixing that problem today by raising the model up and having it set focus on a certain area. So if other things are out of focus, then I do apologise. But it's just the easiest way of doing this. Now it's going to be the same principle as before. I've got my paints out with me. And I'm going to take you through the steps I did to paint this fella. So I'm going to start with the bone, the main component of the Terminator. As you can see, it covers all of him. So very, very simple. Ushabti bone. I'll just stick that back here. So Ushabti bone, and then an Agrax Earthshade. Let's just move him off to the side a bit more, and then finally an Ushabti bone dry brush after that. So really it's just a base coat for the majority of this. You just go around, you base the whole miniature. As you can see, I did the whole thing pretty much apart from the metallic areas and the base. So you just do that, and then you just follow it with a nice heavy Agrax Earthshade, and then a dry brush, a fairly heavy dry brush with Agrax Earthshade again. With Ushabti bone. Just it really helps define the features. But that's all I did. I know a lot of people do some like orange highlighting, but I really think that looked out of place. I've never liked that part of it, so I decided to stick with the method I've gone with here. It's also a little bit quicker, and it means you can do a whole themed army, a whole Deathwing army. It takes no effort to paint them. Well, it does, obviously a little bit, but not as much as you'd think. So onto the reds, exactly the same as the video before. Where I talked about the Tactical Marine reds, so I'm just going to move this guy over to the right again. And first off, we're going to be using a Wazdaka red, and this is just base coated on as usual, and then edge highlighted with Squig orange. So this is for, in particular, the Stormbolter, which we have here, this little insignia up here, and any purity seals that we might find as we're looking around the miniature. And there are quite a few on this particular one. They blend in, unfortunately, with the way that I do purity seals, but that's just the way I like doing them. I don't like the white ones as much. I think the bone colour is more parchment-like. Onto the green of his chest. Let's just move these paints away. This was very simple again. Caliban green, followed by an Agrax Earth shade. So nothing more than that. It was just those two. In fact, I don't even think I did the shade on this one. I do think it was just the base. It was, in fact. There was no shade. It was just the Caliban green, and I think it came out really, really well. It's just nice, simple bit of green on his chest, as shown in the book. I didn't want to go crazy with the highlighting. I didn't want to really accentuate that too much. That wasn't the point of my Deathwing. It was just there because it's part of the colour. So also, I've tried to keep it as simple as possible because I do think that's kind of a Deathwing thing. I don't want it to be overcomplicated. So here we have the green part on his leg, which you can see here, some ribbons and some white bits. So I'm going to talk you through how I did the white grey bits, and it was the same as before. It was a layer of, let's move the green out of the way, pop them around here. It was a layer of Celestra grey, followed by a very, very light dry brush of white scar, which kept it nice and simple, and gave it an effective look, I think. With the metallics, exactly the same as before. We have our base of Leadbelcher, and then an Agrax Earthshade wash, and we leave it at that because it gives this kind of like muddy, worn metallic look. Just takes the edge off of it as well. So once we've done those and we've had a look at that metallic, we go on to another one here. Just a little highlight on the power fist. You can see some metallic parts just here, the pins, and I've just simply done that as a Runelord brass highlight. Didn't need much more than that, I don't think. And finally, we go on to the base. Now, I did mention how I did this last time, but I'll do it again for those who are just here for the Deathwing. So it starts off with a base layer of Abaddon Black, followed by a heavy dry brush of Xerxes Purple, followed by a light dry brush of Emperor's Children. And it gives this kind of demonic planet effect, which I'm going for. As you can see better in this video, much better than last time actually. You can see that kind of demonic world look that I've gone for. So that's pretty much everything on this Terminator that I can think of. It is. So there is a one way to paint a Deathwing Terminator video as part of this Dark Angels week. Comment below, let me know what you thought and how you might do it differently, or if this is the way you've decided you want to go as well. Don't forget to like and subscribe. It's the people who like and subscribe that make me want to do things like this week and keep producing content for you all. So thank you very much for watching. Don't forget, have fun.